So, Forrest, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background. Who the hell are you?
Well, I'm very mysterious, and
If you couldn't tell by the glasses.
yeah, they're very a very stylistic type person, and play guitar.
Yeah, he's eventually going to be the resident kind of guitar cover
like the
guy, I
from,
think.
Like Avenged Sevenfold, like the next that guy, you know.
I don't know if necessarily you're quite to the level of that, but you know, he's up there. He's up there. No, he really is. Yeah, bias aside, this guy's a.
I think you guys also have the common interest that you both like fighting games. So
Yeah.
that's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
He's talked about his fighting games a little bit. So.
And you've seen him before, so I've worn those sunglasses.
Oh shit! Okay.
In an episode, but he's like, "You have a really wide ass head," but they're always loose on me. I just want to clarify, I don't have a wide head.
It's a normal head.
Yeah, it's a normal head, but yeah. So I think we could talk a little bit about. There was Saboten, one of the anime conventions way back. I remember I was staying at your place, Forrest, at the time, and I went, and it was around that time we had watched Tokyo Ghoul. I think for the first time.
Okay, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time, right? But it was coming out as kind of episode to episode, but like just how immense it was, like as far as getting into like anime music and everything. I think that intro for a lot of people is like arguably the best.
Unravel slaps.
Anime opening, yeah, it slaps.
It's still probably my favorite.
Yeah,
of all time.
Because we didn't skip it. I remember we watched because we were
fucking rare.
Going through episode to episode to episode, catching up. But it was just like, dude, no, we got to let this play out. Like,
yeah. Unravel is a really good, and all the iterations of it too, like the Nightcore remixes of it and shit, are all just
the English dub version.
I don't think I know that one.
I saw this pretty cool girl, the rave version,
Yeah. Well, I mean, but so obviously you've brought it up that you watched Tokyo Ghoul with him, but you're an avid anime fan, so, or I mean, I
enjoy it.
Yeah,
I have a Sesshomaru sticker on my car.
Yeah,
so
that's tight.
Big anime fan.
I mean, you wouldn't be here,
Yeah.
But I mean, we grew up with that shit. Like, you were the one who introduced manga to me. In like 5th or 6th grade with Inuyasha and shit, and you had the Shonen Jumps, and then we started drawing Dragon Ball Z characters
all
and
the
shit.
time, making stories for making our own animes for like these different characters we would design. With like my character was Sukyutan.
No.
That wasn't.
That was my.
Sukyutan?
That was the character in Inuyasha: Secret of the Cursed Mask, but
thought...
it was Sukaijin.
Oh, there we go. It was close to sucking something.
Mine was Tubashu.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we had all these stories planned out, and
we had like different like forms of them as they would like progress further in our story we never wrote.
We made a trading card game for it.
I don't remember that shit.
Yeah, we took like index cards and drew like all their forms and like made ways where like you would stack the cards to like power them up basically. There wasn't actually any rules to the fighting game. We were just making the characters on cards.
Yeah.
But I would daydream in class about Tubashu just like breaking through and be like, I'm you from another world. And like I would have my isekai moment. I would just be staring out the window like, come on. Please.
Hurry up already.
I had the same type of thing going on, especially when we'd like do testing. Like the AIMS tests or whatever, I was like, dude, I wonder if I just like do this, and if it'll just
like a certain sequence.
Anime, yeah.
That's why you failed everything.
Yeah,
you're like,
is there something wrong with him? Like, no, I'm just trying to be anime, dude.
We can also, I guess. Sorry, I didn't even think about this. We can.
Oh no, I don't mind being surrounded by bitches.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh no.
I was just gonna move them so they're peeking over
cute.
the thing.
Yeah.
It's like the Chibi Inuyasha card. Dude.
She's also a part of the band here. Yeah.
Just so they're peeking over the Chicos.
Peeking.
Peaky Chicos.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like, that was then, this is now. What's your current favorite anime? I know you were really fucking with Attack on Titan.
I know,
and Goblin Slayer.
Fucking generic. But yeah, it's probably still Attack on Titan. I just think that that show's fucking incredible.
When can we expect your Rumble cover?
Oh, dude, I do want to do that, actually. As soon as I can afford a neural DSP plugin, like, to fully buy it, I definitely want to do something like that. If you guys want to get down on it at any point,
neural DSP really plugin cool. Is a guitar
Yeah, that was the John Petrucci plugin I was telling you about. Like, oh, you'll get really good tones here.
Yeah. You read Attack on Titan, right? Did you read it?
It was, like, do you know who the Mark guy is, the YouTube guy?
Oh, Markiplier?
So, yeah, Markiplier. No, there's
the anime YouTuber.
Totally not Mark.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he like goes over the manga because there was no way I didn't have time to like read it.
Wait, that guy?
I did read. Yeah, do you know
the one that got like fucked over like all his One Piece videos were taken down?
Oh shit!
I think that was totally not Mark, right? Didn't we talk about that in an episode? The whole
I don't know,
dude. That was episode 1. What a throwback with
Toei.
Yeah, I think that was totally not Mark.
Oh,
that they fucked him on. Yeah,
that guy's really, really awesome. His channel's sick. Like, I'm never gonna watch One Piece.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll like throw on the video like as I'm going to sleep and then like, you know, learn a little bit about it. He talks about the whole fucking arc and all the things that happen, and
I imagine that's a lot more interesting than One Piece.
It is.
Watching
probably.
One Piece is such a pain in the ass. Like I would like to have somebody just explain the arcs to me. You don't get the same effect of like getting to see it play out, but I think, you know, I've made mention that One Piece is just like the arcs are too long.
Watching it is dope, but it's just it's such a task now. I feel like if you had started way back and you're continuing to watch it, it's an easy, you know, whatever new episode comes out, you watch it. There's breaks and whatnot, but it's just like starting from 1. I got to like 47 and then I was like, whoa.
See, I made it further than that even.
Really?
Back in the day, yeah. I got
episode 47.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I watched like 200 episodes of One Piece.
Oh, so I didn't know you guys have seen that much of One Piece. Yeah.
I was like, I think I was an arc after, because I think the Sky Island one is like in the low hundreds.
Yeah.
And I watched through that one, and then I got into like towards the end of the next arc, and I was just like, this is, every episode is just getting more and more boring to me. I just don't care.
Yeah. That fucking early season theme song though slaps.
Yeah. I did like the beginning. The beginning is a really fun show, but I just think it's one of those things, as I've said before, is just it's too long to tell a story that's good to me. Like, One Piece is like, if you had started watching it and you've been keeping up with it, it's cool to see how it's played out since, but watching it now, it's just, it doesn't really tell the greatest story. It's just too long to tell its main point.
Right.
Where I, you know, like I will endlessly talk about it now, is Berserk tells the story it needs to tell, but it's not 1,000 chapters long, you know?
You know, I could see like if some studio were to come ahead and like create this, I don't know what to call it, like a bridge, but like a condensed version of One Piece with a really high animation budget that tells the story and kind of trims the fat a bit. Where if they could condense it to like 150, 200 episodes.
I was gonna say 200 episodes or less, I'd take it.
Like if there was like a heavily, but like just really hitting some of the main points, like a 60 episode, like the least, you know, but like kind of like a Full Metal, but telling the One Piece story.
You might miss a lot of like cool aspects to it with something that runs that long, but I do think they could tell a more cohesive and entertaining story for me personally if it was consolidated into like the main points, you know? I don't need 50 episodes, because the only part I liked about One Piece was finally getting to where Luffy fights.
Yeah.
I mean, Zoro was kind of cool and stuff, but a lot of the bullshit that they like went through to get, like they would tease it at the start of the like final battle, like Luffy is going to fight this person, and then you have to wait 40 episodes to even see that part, and I'm like, come on, I just want to see, because when Luffy goes badass,
it's pretty cool.
It's pretty sick.
It's pretty cool.
But I don't want to watch all the bullshit.
But but same with Zoro, he had some cool shit. And like, does anyone just like One Piece? Like I feel
here?
like no, just in general.
Yeah.
Like I feel like people
One Piece.
no. I mean, like, do they ever just like, oh, I like One Piece or whatever, and they're not like I feel like everyone that likes One Piece is like totally caught up. They're
they're
fucking
invested.
invested in
Yeah.
the characters, the way that they've been
No,
built up.
nobody's a casual fan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's either it's not for you,
That's why
or
it's
you
so
are
fucking
diehard One Piece.
Yeah.
I think
Because-
that's what. I mean, it is good.
You know, that's like with Mia, she's seen all of One Piece. She's caught up.
Oh wow.
But instead of starting something new while she's keeping with the episode, she's just rewatching One Piece from the beginning.
I bet that's every One Piece
psychotic.
fan.
But like a burner.
That's-
So she says, like, because she works in a kitchen, she'll be like, prepping, before going out. But she said she puts on One Piece every day and just like lets it run while she's like
That makes
chopping
sense though,
vegetables.
because it's
yeah.
like
That's
in
like
the
a
back.
comfort
Like
show.
I do
Yeah,
that when
exactly,
I go.
yeah.
When I go to sleep and shit. Like I watch all of the Inuyasha movies. Probably like I'll go through
that.
all 4 Inuyasha movies every 2 months.
Yeah.
Just for the years. If I want to watch something but I don't want to pay attention to it, I just throw on an Inuyasha movie or the series. I'll watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I think I've seen the whole series like probably 30 plus times now.
Yeah,
I just
no, I get
rewatched it
that,
last
yeah.
week.
That's what I talked to the.
Which, I
anime
mean,
girl
I mentioned
about.
it last week, but I want to tell you, did you know that Square Enix worked on Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
I think that they also worked on the old Full Metal game. So, but I mean, that's.
I never
understandable.
played it. I didn't
Oh.
know. I just recently, when I
fucking
was
sick.
watching it, it comes up at the end. It says Square Enix. And I was just like, what the fuck?
What did they do?
No, sure.
Yeah. Well, they were probably just like a publisher.
Oh,
Yeah,
but-
no,
but
that makes
still,
sense.
that's fucking cool.
That's cool. It's
Yeah.
under the umbrella.
Yeah, Nier isn't Square Enix. Don't they do Final
They
Final
do
Fantasy?
Nier. They do Final
Yeah,
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's interesting to see that, but
Yeah, I didn't know I know you'd mentioned that recently, but that was news to me too. But yeah, I just think, and I'm gonna bring up one that I'm hyped on right now that I'm definitely late to, but I've been watching this shit out of Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
Thanks, Amelia, if you're listening to this, you can stop bitching now because
thank you for bitching.
I
at
hit
him.
episode
good bitching.
30.
Yeah.
Yeah, because dude,
Haven't watched it.
I'll say this, you're totally right, dude. It is the shit. I will say, like, for a lot of the because I love Bleach. I really do love Bleach, but there is so much filler. In the beginning
Yeah.
arc is so slow while he's still at the high school and not really like taken to another realm yet when he's still just in the regular world. It's really slow, but Hunter x Hunter is so good with pacing, but you still get all the context. Like it's a masterpiece as far as like it stays interesting, yet it doesn't leave anything out. And it's just I could watch it episode to episode, and every episode I'm like, fuck, another cliffhanger, and I have to keep watching it. To where Bleach, there was like always a fall off episode. Like I'd watch one, okay, I could stop now because I
Yeah.
kind of lost interest here, but I'll start back up soon. But this one where I'm just like, damn, I gotta keep watching, and I would argue that it has better like pacing and structure than even like Naruto, and
Well,
like,
that's
I
what
put that.
that's
fuck,
what
yeah.
I mentioned it last week.
yeah.
He's the one I was talking to about it. That like where there's Naruto people,
yeah,
I replace that with Hunter x Hunter because I
Yeah.
think Naruto falls victim to that.
yeah,
Where it's like there is a lot of that filler, and it's like you have to go look up a guide of like which episodes to skip. But with Hunter x Hunter, like you're like they keep you invested. Like they just tell you the story. The
Yeah.
arcs get through pretty well. And even
Right.
when with the flashbacks, it just feels like it is put together better than something like Naruto.
There's only 2 filler episodes, and they're flashbacks, and the whole series. Just to recap you, when there was like a break, so it makes sense. It's
not
not
even
like
bad.
fluff.
Yeah.
That's not
But
bad at all.
I'm saying even with Naruto canon, I was fucking bored sometimes. Like before it got to Shippuden, like Chunin exams sick. Final fight with Naruto and Sasuke sick, but like there's some parts of the original Naruto series like it was fucking just
The
boring.
Orochimaru henchman part where they first capture Sasuke,
Yeah,
that whole little bit with the whole chase, I really liked that.
yeah,
And then what was it? What was his name? Zabuza?
yeah. Where
the
with
water.
the ice, that was
that bit
emotional.
was tight, bro. The
That is
fucking
sick,
snow
yeah.
starts falling,
I
sad
can't-
music.
I can't
Oh.
tell whether I'm glad you guys say this because I can't tell whether or not it was actually a good arc or it was just because like you remember when Naruto came out, and I don't think I've told this story, but he can corroborate for me here. We had to like do reading projects in middle school
Yeah,
where we had to read a certain amount, and I made a case to my teacher that instead of reading a book, I was going to do the project on Naruto because I watched it subbed. because it just started coming out in
Yeah.
America, and I went back and I was specifically watching the sub, and I made the point that I counted how many words were in an episode, and it was more than we had to read for our project. So I was able to do my project on Naruto subbed.
You're kidding?
Yeah.
And I failed.
Bro, that's nuts.
Yeah,
That
but
is so
like
crazy.
the point is like that Zabuza arc, I can't tell whether it was actually good or it was just because I was a kid and I was so invested in Naruto. Like I remember auto running myself into a wall on Warcraft so I didn't get logged out and have to go through the queue because the world premiere of the first episode was playing and I had to go watch it on Cartoon Network. And I was like, I don't want to get logged out, but I have to go watch 30 minutes of this world premiere.
You know you're a fucking nerd of a kid when you're like, you're stressing over playing WoW and watching Naruto. You're like, what do I do? I want both. It's like, no, make a fucking friend.
I had friends.
No, I'm
He
kidding.
was
No,
my
I
friend.
know.
I was auto-running,
Get
too.
a girlfriend, you fucking nerd.
Dude.
Hey, I had a girlfriend too.
Yeah.
I wasn't that fucking cool.
She's the one. It's like, okay, make sure like my WoW character's moving around. I'm gonna go watch Naruto. Love you, babe. Like,
Dude, but also early YouTube was super sick because you could watch those newer episodes of Naruto because that's
Yeah.
what we were watching at the time.
Yeah.
You could watch the sub just right there on
Yeah.
YouTube, full episodes.
Because no one was paying, like at that point, like YouTube was just starting to come around. I mean,
was like
we were
Smosh,
yeah,
man.
we were
YouTube was
posting shit on YouTube,
great.
but
Yeah.
nobody was paying attention to it. There wasn't like any
Yeah.
money or advertisement or anything in
no
it. So
ads. Nothing got flagged.
you could put
Yeah,
whatever
you
you
were
wanted
good.
on there. I mean, famously, like that's how Critical got started. He just
Yeah.
ripped things from other websites and reposted them to his YouTube account.
That's
Yeah.
fucking insane.
Well, that's what happened because there were some precursors to YouTube, like funnyjunk.com was a big one I used.
Or
Newgrounds, you know.
E-Bombs
Newgrounds,
World.
E-Bombs
E-Bombs
World,
World,
Albino
where-
Black Sheep. Well, I mean, that was more of games, right?
No,
But they
no,
had
that
videos,
had that. I
but-
think that's where I first heard Papa Smurf, "Can I lick your ass?" was on
Dude,
Albino
Funny
Black
Junk is
Sheep.
where I heard that.
Yeah,
Papa
see?
Smurf gonna lick your ass. Yeah, lick
No,
Yeah.
what anime is
that was
that from?
disgusting. The
Papa
Smurfs.
Smurfo.
Yeah,
asshole?
Can I lick your ass?
That was so disgusting even as a kid. Like I remember because it would show SpongeBob and he'd stick his tongue out and it's
Oh, and
blue
it's
and the
blue,
Powerpuff
yeah.
Girls blue tongue. So I'm like,
You're like,
is everybody
Papa
just licking
Smurf,
Papa Smurf's
and he's
ass?
like an old ass man, right?
Yeah,
This
it's
is
really
Papa
that was an
Smurf.
abomination of
Yeah.
a video. But I will say the Star Wars rap was like dope.
That was fucking amazing.
That shit
remember-
was code.
Yo,
Code. That was code.
dude, that
That
shit was code.
I'm gonna start-
Oh,
I'm just
God, no.
I'm slurring at this
Can't
point,
pronounce
but don't mind my code switch. But
Papa Smurf was bro.
yeah, they took the quality content of that, I think, and they moved it to YouTube and kind of weeded out the weird,
Yeah.
disgusting stuff.
Well, I
thankfully.
mean, I'm pretty sure all the Inuyasha movies are still on YouTube.
really,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
no, they are for
yeah,
sure.
like you can just
get
watch
ads,
you-
but
yeah,
yeah,
on there.
that's where I watch them. It's because I don't
That's
have
where I
them.
watch
right?
them, too.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're on YouTube.
No,
It's amazing.
I could ask you two this because I've never seen Inuyasha.
At all?
I've seen it out of context, like an episode here or there.
Wow.
But do you think it's only worth watching because you guys have had like the nostalgic value, or like
Yeah.
someone who's never seen it before would find it interesting to like start Inuyasha?
No, if you're interested in it, but it is just like a very cheesy
Yeah.
romance, like fantasy thing. It's,
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of people would still find
yeah,
interesting.
but I think it's just with how dated it is. Like the movies are really good. I mean, they're not.
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably not going to watch an Inuyasha movie and say this is the best anime movie ever made, but I think we were just talking about this like a week or two ago, where like Inuyasha, it's not something I would recommend to somebody.
yeah.
Yeah.
It is just because of how disgustingly obsessed we were with it as
was
kids.
bad.
Yeah,
It was bad.
it was
Yeah.
really bad.
Because I think I've seen, and I forget the name. It's Princess something. It's kind of like the late sequel to Inuyasha
Oh,
that follows their
Yashahime.
children.
Oh, yeah,
Yashahime.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, which was pretty dope. I started watching it even without the context of Inuyasha. They expected people to not know everything,
Yeah.
so they
Right.
fill it in as you go.
It is very similar to that, but
Yeah.
like it is one of those things. Like, you would probably like Inuyasha just because you're a fan of anime and you're okay with the cheesy. But for somebody who is more normie in their interests, like they just watch like Naruto, Dragon Ball, like a lot of the more shonen anime, it is a lot of like there isn't like really intense fight scenes, and
but sometimes
I mean it gets there, but it's
never
the same
not
thing.
like a
Like
shonen.
you would be bored. Like if you were interested in like the high action, things like that. Like if you've watched nothing but Dragon Ball Z, Jujutsu Kaisen, Tokyo Ghoul, like all these anime, and then
you're not
went
gonna
to
fuck with that at all.
By the time Inuyasha gets cool, you will have been bored. Long before that.
But you also might still be hella interested in the mystery of what the betrayal is so early on in the show, or maybe they don't really get into that early.
The betrayal.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Between Kikyo and Inuyasha.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that shit had me so
But I think with that is, like,
if
you've watched...
Wow, wait, what?
If you've watched a lot of, like, the ones I was saying, and that's what you're interested in, like, those people probably aren't going out of their ways to watch romance anime, and that is highly, like, a romantic aspect of the show.
Yeah. That's true.
Like...
God, the music.
The music is so fucking good.
I feel like Sword Art is maybe a contemporary take on, like, where there's action in Sword Art, but it's the romance between Kirito and Asuna,
Yeah.
More than anything, like everything's secondary.
There's like multiple romances in Inuyasha, though. Like, you're
Inuyasha,
it's
I will say it is a little different in Sword Art in the sense of, like, Sword Art has more interesting aspects to it, but, like, with Inuyasha, it is very, like, the relationships between the characters and like everything that's going on is like a huge staple of what it gets you invested in the things that they go through. Yep. Like it is, for all intents and purposes, it is a romance story.
So could I fairly compare it to, like, because something I've seen I feel like is similar as far as like the art style and the era and kind of thematically was I think Ranma 1/2. Have you guys ever seen that?
That's written by the same.
Oh, it's the same person.
Rimiko Takashi.
Yeah. Because I was saying I loved Ranma, like, and I watched it later, but I like blew through it.
You might like Inuyasha.
So,
you might actually.
Because I really, it was like a feel good, like, kind of romantic, witty humor.
Yeah.
Like,
and Inuyasha is a fucking.
That's funny because I was like, it kind of reminds me of like that style of Inuyasha, but same person, so that makes sense.
Yeah. No, she's the GOAT, honestly. She is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, is she still alive?
Dude, that was what I was going to bring up. I was going to be like, me and Ryan were like, oh my god, she's going to be dead tomorrow. We're not going to have any more Inuyasha. I'm pretty sure she's like 60.
Not even that old. Like, at this
I'm probably
point,
wrong. But...
60.
No, it says still present.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's still alive. Hell yeah.
Oh, how old is she?
Yeah, how...
Well, she was... 1957. She's
no. So she's 60 something.
64.
There we go.
64. So pretty young. I mean,
But we thought this in 2006.
Yeah.
We were like, oh my god.
Right.
She's gonna fucking croak at any moment, and we're not gonna have any more Inuyasha.
Yeah.
And Inuyasha the Moon, the website's gonna get taken down.
Oh my god, dude. You were bringing that up, dude. Explain that, because I thought it was fascinating.
It was an old website.
You brought it up too. Yeah.
It was an old website that was like dedicated to Inuyasha for like fan art. And do you remember when I'm sorry, a little tangent, but do you remember when I printed out that really long short story of like after the story ended, and it was like all about Inuyasha and Kagome's relationship and him like finally becoming human and shit? I had like 100-page stack that I made my parents print out of a fan fiction for Inuyasha.
You wasted a whole bag of fucking ink for this.
You would do stuff like that often, though. Like, like when it came to that story.
But
you
Inuyasha
would come up
the Moon,
with so many...
it was a website where like they posted fan fiction, they posted fan art and stuff, but it had like Inuyasha music on it and stuff.
That's what I was gonna say. As you're browsing, you could put the music on.
We would just refresh the page and listen to the music, and it was so beautifully designed. It doesn't exist any. You know what it probably is on though is they did that like back archive of all the old websites that have been gone. We could like, what is it called? It's like
I didn't even know about this.
There's a website where the entire internet is archived. So we could probably find Inuyasha the Moon on. I'll try to find it.
Then we could take a look at it and be like,
yeah,
wow. Me and Ryan were not constantly on there, but we would often, when I would go over to your house, for one, we would talk about Inuyasha. We would make up stories and shit about Inuyasha, and then we would go on the fucking website and listen to the fucking music. And
I had a little voice recorder, and I would record like the ending theme songs and the music from the show and stuff. And he would stay over at my house, and we would play it, and we would listen to it. And then when the song was done, we would replay it, and we would take turns telling each other the stories that we thought of the characters.
He was far fucking better. Like by the end of his story, I was asleep, bro.
Yeah.
Like it was so goddamn.
Is that a good thing?
Well, no, because it was so fucking relaxing. Like it was just such a relaxing experience. I slept great, and Ryan slept on the floor, and I was on the comfy ass bed. I think that was really what
hey,
did
baby,
it.
some things never change. Am I right?
Yeah, man. You know, yeah, that was just God. What an era! Like, have you guys ever had a friend, like somebody you met that was like this dude's like as a kid, you know? But then you never saw them again. It was like a one-off hangout.
Yeah, Blake.
Where you wish you could like
Isaac.
You wish you could contact them again, you know?
Oh no, not the.
Well, I'm saying like you had kept in contact with them, you know, to see if they're still in the same shit. But like, my dad had a friend. It is like when I was visiting my pops, you know, and we went over to their place, and I'm hanging out with their kids. Their son was like my age, but he showed me Paranormal Agent. So like, you know, with the little slugger and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Paranoia Agent.
Paranoia, I'm sorry, Paranoia
Definitely
Agent.
Remember that.
And then he showed me Maple Story. It was all on the same day, you know. And we're kids. And then we did this thing. So there was this is like old internet too, but there was this website. I fucking love this. It was like a Yu-Gi-Oh card template where you can make your own Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So he did one for Sonic the Hedgehog, but he had a laminate press, so he'd laminate them after. So we would like play with these made-up fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards. But I was like, this dude is the shit. I can't even say a man, and it's like, this is a child of culture, you know. But like then, you know, never fucking saw him again. It was like one time I was with my dad out in New York, and I was just like, damn, like if there was like social media back then where I like could have kept in touch with this dude. Yeah. I want to just thank him now. I'm like, he got me into some cool shit, you know?
Yeah.
It was just that one-off hangout.
That makes sense. I mean, I think that's the thing that I can say I'm like really fortunate in is like a lot of the people who I feel like helped shape me and make me comfortable with my interests and like be able to grow and express myself in the ways that like you know the things I was interested in. I'm still friends with all those people. Yeah, you know, like I mean, it's mainly Forrest. But like
and Brett, he was like he was around too, but he's not here.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know. I feel like all the people who I had things like that with, like I've been able to keep in my life, you know, with some breaks in between. But it's crazy to think about that, like for that situation, that kid, like I still have all those people.
Dude, see, I wish I did. That is a blessing, you know. That's a very fortunate thing. That's like you guys are still kicking it, you know, after so long. Because I've known you guys, shit, and we mentioned it before, but like, you know, at least 13 years now. We met when we were all 15, but you guys went back even to like elementary school.
Yeah,
so you guys have known each other probably
2003.
Yeah, so
we were 9.
Nearly 20 years in a year.
Yeah.
You guys have known each other, which is pretty crazy because I've had...
Oh my god, dude, it's been 20 years.
I know,
I've had
fucking nuts.
A couple friends like that, but like where I still could contact them or I know of them, but we just, you know, life happened. Shout them out right now. Like one was my buddy Eric I grew up with, but like I'm sure we'll bring up fighting games eventually. But he was my buddy. I went to, it was called Nickel, but we'd always go to the arcade, you know, and play Mortal Kombat. He had it on the PlayStation back home, like Twisted Metal. Like, dude, you guys remember that game?
Well, of course.
And like fucking
Rob Zombie all day.
That, and then my homie Nico, hope you're doing good, dude, if you like hear this. Like, but we would play Yu-Gi-Oh and get in trouble just going to school and bringing Yu-Gi-Oh cards. But like,
same.
The cool thing is, though, I hadn't talked to him in, 15 years or some shit. But before he moved to Colorado, but I met up with him once before he had moved, like, a few years ago. And he was, like, all hella into anime and the same shit still. And it was cool, like, picking up. Like, you'll have a friend like that, but sometimes you grow up and get into different shit.
Right.
You know, but, like, realizing, like, the influence wasn't there. We haven't hung out in 15 years, but we ended up getting into the same shit, like even sad boy music and all that. And I was just like, bro, like, that just means, friends forever kind of shit, It's
Birds of a feather.
yeah, like even if
peas
you're
in a
off
pod.
doing other shit and you're happy and stuff and we don't get to talk as much, like pretty dope,
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's always
yeah.
That's something that's cool about. I mean, like, since I took my extended leave from social media, because I was off social media for what, like 6 years.
Quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I'm pretty sure people used to hit me up like, "Hey, how do I get a hold of Ryan?" I'm like, "I
don't.
I'm sorry.
You don't.
I'm sorry.
That's
he
it.
doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean."
But like before, when I was on Facebook and MySpace and shit, like I had people from when I lived in Phoenix. Like we had not talked to each other in years, but they would like find me and message me, and it was cool to talk to those people. But it was like, it was never a situation where I like went and met up with them and hung out or anything.
Right,
it was just like, glad to hear you're doing good, dude. I like that you're like interested in this. Like my childhood friend from Phoenix, Travis, he got into music and he wanted to like get me to go out and join a band, and I was just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I got my homies here now,
Right.
I've changed.
I'm different, bro. Did he send you their music?
No, he never recorded anything. It was like, it was before we even were like starting to record. It was like freshman year, sophomore year of high school.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, we were recording.
Even so, friends aside, now with family, have you guys ever had like a cousin growing up that was into the same shit? Where it's like you'd meet up at like a holiday or something and be stoked to
Definitely
see him? Yeah.
I only have one cousin, and
me too.
I think as far as I am aware, he was interested in the same things, but I don't keep in touch with my family, and he was at the few times I saw him over the past 10 years, like we didn't speak.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Oh, he plays guitar and like plays Minecraft and stuff," and I'd go in his room and I'd just be like, "So what? Like, do you play guitar? Show me something." And he's just like, "Nah." Okay, well, I'm gonna go back and drink with the adults. So I'll see you later.
That's lame,
funny.
but I have one, and you guys know him, and he's ever elusive. It's so hard to reach him. But my cousin Zach, rapping Frizzy.
Oh, the boy.
So Zach, if you for whatever chance are listening to this, we're all about rapping Frizzy, bro.
Do I know? Oh, the guy you showed. Yeah, that shit's hard. Yeah, that shit is cool.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, it's already getting in my head, but like, yeah, he was like, and I was close with a bunch of my cousins, but he was the one where it's like, yeah, same thing. We didn't grow up around each other later on. I just went I'd visit New York and shit, but we were really into like collecting Pokemon cards, way back then. But this story's fucking crazy because I remember it vividly, but like, as a kid, you normally don't have the foresight of like that something's collectible. So this is, back when Pokemon was introduced to like the US market. I'm saying way back, right? And
like right off like the red and blue games or
I'm saying like the trading card game, the TCG, so all the first edition, like we're talking the blue packs, Pokeball, the swirl, and we would have our cards, but most kids, you play that shit and like they get all beat up and stuff, and some people might put them in sleeves, but for whatever reason, as a fucking 7-8-year-old, he had like jeweler's gloves, right? Cloth gloves, and he would open the pack so it wouldn't crease a card, and he pulled it out, but he PSA graded before. It's like now it's all popular because everything's a commodity now. But like he brought it to a shop that did baseball cards, and he had PSA graded. He had a first edition Charizard, I remember, in the PSA case at a 10, mint 10. He would open packs there sometimes, and he had a Snorlax, and that much foresight, right? But he held on to it, and it had been like years. But eventually someone offered to buy it, and he was like, fuck yeah, $200? Hell yeah, and sold it, right, for like $200. Imagine how much that shit is worth now.
I got a similar story.
It is fucking
I don't know what
stupid.
Happened to ours because, I mean, you said you
remember.
You
had the first edition Charizard
we had
card because it sat like on your, your thing above your bed.
When Pokemon started coming out in America, my dad bought me and my brother 2 of them.
Yeah.
And we had other Pokemon cards, but he specifically put these ones in like plastic cases and said
They were
these
by
aren't for
themselves.
these aren't for playing, these are collectible.
Wow.
And they like there was a shelf at the top of our rooms where we each had a first edition Charizard. I think my brother might still have his, but I honestly think I gave mine away to somebody.
No, because bro, we gotta I was gonna say we gotta.
We never got them graded or anything.
And
But
that is something that is also pretty funny. With you said you gave yours away.
yeah. Did you give yours away?
No, I never had anything that sick. But like back when Yu-Gi-Oh was hella poppin' and the Egyptian God cards came out, I had all 3 in English. Like real early on when people were just obsessing over it, and you know Brett was super into fucking Yu-Gi-Oh. I was like, dude, I'm way too cool for Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm making YouTube videos now. Like I don't need these. And he was like, I'll give you this box of pizza for it. I was like, hell yeah, bro. So I traded all 3 of them for just
my
Dude, it's
God.
always Brett
slices
too.
of pizza.
I gave Brett my Xbox limited edition Halo Xbox. It was like green and see-through.
Is it the modded one?
Yeah, it was modded.
Yeah.
It had a chip in the back, and it was like it had a bunch of emulated games and a bunch of Xbox games and shit.
Yeah.
But I gave it to him one year for his birthday, and I don't know if he still has it. But like that's one of the things I am like so upset with myself that I just like gave away.
This, you know, this is funny.
Collectible. Right
Yeah.
there. That's would be something nice to have.
Since my parents moved out here, that they have a pool now. I was chilling in the pool with my mom, but we ended up in there 3 hours because I was talking about just this, how not knowing as a child what was like valuable and collectible later on, or like I just wish I had archived for my personal, not even because I want to sell it or anything, but I wish I'd archived a lot of things I had as a kid, but they just got lost in moves, or like I could have been more like, oh, I needed this in the car with me, but like I just be like, oh, it'll be, fine, packed up and get lost and, storage and stuff. But I remember one Christmas, and this is same thing when Yu-Gi-Oh first hit, it were the brown packs with Yu-Gi-Oh on them, the first set, first edition. I only got one present that year, but it was the case with the 36 packs, like the little display you'd see at Walmart and shit. You'd grab a pack out of. It was that little box.
No, like a uncracked box.
Yeah, uncracked. And I, went through them. I don't have any of my cards anymore. I like gave them all to my brother when I was in high school. I'm like,
I don't need
whatever. I don't need it. He lost them, but like,
oh god,
I had, every card you can imagine that was cool then. Jinzo, Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, Black Skull Dragon, Black Meteor Dragon. I had all the first edition, Swords of Revealing Light, which I traded to a kid and got back because my mom's like, the card he gave you is worth like 20 cents, but I saw it in the show. But yeah, it just that, and I had a complete set of little Digimon figurines. That I had where they're little miniatures, but it was like collectible, like every Digimon in the Digivolution, and like displayed them, lost all those, like just such cool shit. Consoles, my Dreamcast, GameCube, everything's fucking, most of my stuff's gone. All my Game Boys. You still have your Game Boy. I saw it in your room in yellow edition, but like
the OG, yeah.
You have a couple copies of Smash though, don't you, Melee?
I did?
Because that shit is like, you find that at Zia, it's like $200.
I fucked up with my I had one copy of Smash Bros.
Working
Melee.
copy, because I know you had like two that didn't work very well.
Yeah, no. With my like one that still had the fully nice case and everything, the booklet's still in there. You remember Vlad?
I remember the name and
like
him as a person.
Glasses, long ass hair,
white
lived
eyes.
really far.
Is that the guy? No, that's
Cedric.
Cedric, yeah.
No.
So
Vlad was the guy. We went way out to his place to play Smash Bros. He like had a bunch of cats, and he lived there with his wife. I met him working at Amazon, but I let him borrow it so I could borrow fucking Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, dude. And
I mean, great game,
but
not a worthy
value-wise.
trade.
You can get that shit on
value-wise,
Steam.
Yeah.
And I already fucking had it on Steam.
Oh, fuck,
You gave
dude.
away your Melee for that shit?
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna hit him up.
don't you just, you wish you could go back and tell yourself, like, bro, take care of this, like, hold on to it.
Oh yeah.
Which I can't reiterate enough, like, I don't give a fuck about the value.
Yeah.
or selling it. Just the sentiment of having those things I grew up with.
Yeah.
Just even like I had like these Yu Yu Hakusho figures. I don't know where the
That's
fuck
already
those
cool.
went. They were just dope. And even it sounds cheesy, but Burger King, McDonald's toys, like the Pokeballs with the little gold medallion.
Oh, hell
Like,
yeah.
I wish
dude.
I had a bunch of them, and every time I got a fucking Happy Meal or whatever. But like, I would love to display that shit right now.
Yeah.
Just look at it and be like, good times, because the world's fucked right now. But those were some nice times.
At the very least, I still think I have all my Inuyasha action figures.
No kidding.
Yeah, I think I actually. Well,
Oh,
after
one
this,
of them
we'll try
displayed
to.
up there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
forgot about that.
You have the weapons too.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, they broke, but we super glued them.
Yeah. A lot of piss.
So
Yeah.
thumbs up the video if you think Ryan should put a pizza on his credit card. Thumbs down if you think he shouldn't do it.
We won't order the pizza until the video comes
Until
out.
next week. So I'm not gonna eat, guy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna eat until then.
Yeah, Topo Chicos will satiate us. So let's run through some news here.
What do we got?
I mean,
What do we got?
I feel like we've been doing so much
Was it
VTuber
Tamiki
shit. I'm like,
Wakaki?
What?
Is that news?
Tamiki Wakaki,
Yeah.
rom-com manga. Are you really getting married?
Live action drama.
Reconsider.
No, so I'm curious to see that because I did really enjoy. There's one called Tonakawa, something the moon to you. It was cool. Like they meet and get married, but they had to like have their parents sign. They're like young. I don't know. It was cool. His name's NASA. The protagonist's name is NASA, and she's supposed to be like the moon goddess.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
They just called her fucking NASA.
They called it. Yeah, his name is literally NASA.
Just real quick because it's in my realm of things. Makoto Shinkai,
Yeah.
the guy who's done 5 centimeters per second, Your Name, Weathering with You,
Oh.
all those. He's got a new movie coming out that
I know about
looks.
that.
Really?
Did you watch the trailer?
I tagged you in it for like a while ago, right? Or is that the one I tagged you in? You're like, oh, I know about this. Like
Maybe. I can't really remember. You know, my memory
no,
is
I know,
shit.
for
But
sure.
he's got a new movie coming out November 11th, which, hey, November 11th, same day Skyrim came out.
That
Really?
means it's destined for
2000,
greatness.
yeah,
and
2011. 11/11/11 is when Skyrim came out.
seven different releases, like Blu-ray, and then we're gonna get some like other versions of stuff.
Of what,
That
this?
they'll re-release the movie.
Yeah, probably.
No, there's a new Blu-ray, right? I just want to get this out of the way really quick
It's
because
like-
I've been hearing that.
Is Blu-ray and 4K different?
Blu-ray does 4K.
There's like a Blu-ray Ultra
Yeah.
HD, right?
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
which is
Okay.
It's been out for a while, though.
Yeah.
That was like when I worked at Best Buy, like
because Blu-ray's been
5
out a
years
minute.
ago. Yeah.
Wow.
So I know there's definitely some improvements, but
it's like the HDR Blu-ray.
it's still
like
the
a-
media of choice,
Yeah.
right? Like Blu-ray is still pretty.
Yeah.
So I remember throwing Blu-ray in, and it was mind-blowing.
In its
Yeah.
essence, it's the file type, like
Yeah.
Blu-ray, the file type that it plays off of, and the HDR is just like they're able to do more with it. Like it's just higher quality.
HDR is like the color
Yeah.
scaling, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's really popping, like, you know, because they'll have like when I worked at Best Buy, I mean this is years ago, you know, like they had it was Blu-ray, but there would be like a standard Blu-ray disc and also another Blu-ray disc that was the 4K HDR version of that movie that's like higher frame rate, better color grading, just higher quality Blu-ray.
You know, and I don't want to get into this too much, but I just would like to say, because I didn't think about this, but you know, you watch like certain anime scenes, like, you know, the recent Demon Slayer is pretty intense, you know, and everything, and just like the animation is immaculate, but this is all streaming, so for one, it depends on your service, and it's never going to be perfect,
Right.
and Crunchyroll, I think, caps at what, 1080 is the cap.
I think, yeah.
So if you get a Blu-ray of like, especially this in
Yeah.
4K, it's gonna look,
You might shit.
and there's no
yourself.
streaming, you know, it's playing, it's reading it, it's gonna be immaculate.
Oh yeah.
Like
And this one looks fucking sick. And Makoto Shinkai, like, this dude does not miss. Every single
Yeah.
movie, like, it's just like 5 centimeters per second was fantastic. Your Name was awesome. Weathering with You, it's like, oh my god, you've outdone yourself. This one looks like more fantasy based, like they go through different worlds and doorways
man,
and stuff, and they have like magical powers and shit.
Oh, that sounds.
I
neat.
am so fucking excited for this movie.
What was the train one?
It's so just to say it, it's called Suzume no
Tojima.
Tojimaru, which is basically I think it's Suzume's locked door, is what it translates to in English, because it has a lot to do with, like, there's this scene with, like, you can see it kind of in the picture here.
Yeah.
There's like a doorway just like in the water,
Yeah, that looks.
and
insane.
she kind of like goes through it and stuff. But dude, we'll watch the trailer after this. It's gonna be such a. I'm so excited.
Seems like a Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe rip, but you know that's chill.
Hey, but that could be cool
No.
in
You know,
an animated format.
that makes me want to rewatch all this shit in the Blu-ray now, because I always thought about it. I'm like, oh, it's cool that people are still buying this, but there's a reason. Like, I'm thinking of like Bubble in 4K would be sick. Have you seen Bubble?
No, but I heard that they redid some of the animation from what was released initially with Attack on Titan and what you get on Blu-ray.
Really?
Like, a lot of people were complaining about the animation, like when it released or whatever you're streaming, but it was corrected in the DVD release.
You're kidding?
Yeah, no.
Ah, that's interesting. But we don't have an optic to play Blu-ray, do we?
You have a PS4.
No, I sold it. I
Yeah,
sold
we
it to
both-
buy this.
Yeah, he sold his, and I sold my PS4.
Well, fuck PS4s.
Yeah.
These mics are way better anyways.
Yeah.
You know what though? If I won't say it publicly right now, but we might have an opportunity. But I am on the hunt for a PS5 still, so
Yeah.
that would be cool. But
Yeah.
Those things just.
And as far as
look
like
cool,
games go
bro.
too, like I did find a PlayStation 4 emulator, because like the only thing is I really like Last of Us, and I'm
is that exclusive?
yeah
I didn't know that.
I'm
Yeah.
regretful
Not the
that
first
I
one.
Yeah, no, it is.
I thought
It's
the first one
PlayStation
you could play on
exclusive.
PC now.
Nope. Oh, maybe now. I don't know.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it-
I'm pretty
Can
sure you
you?
can. Yeah.
No.
I thought I heard that.
You're lying to me.
I'm pretty sure
You're lying
that
to me,
you
bro.
could play
You're
the first
fucking
one
lying
on
to me.
PC. But it was The Last of Us 2 is exclusive, right?
Last of Us remake is coming to PC.
Coming to PC.
June. Oh, dude.
Okay, so I'm not totally off my rocker here.
Ah. All right, but that's beside the point.
It's the first one. It's ancient.
But
Yeah.
Demon Souls
Except
is the main reason I'd get a PS5.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. Like, I think like getting a PS5, like if we could get our hands on one, that would be tight. You know.
Yeah.
Well,
That'd be
and
cool.
you love fighting games, and
Yeah.
generally the PlayStation community is a little bit larger than the PC community.
Really?
PlayStation
as far
is-
as online?
Yep.
As far as
No
like
kidding.
for being people like us, like we
More
all
players.
have computers. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
God.
if you wanted to buy a console, the only option is to get PlayStation, because you'll get the PlayStation exclusives and everything. But, like, if you were to buy an Xbox and you have a PC, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, just don't.
It's
yeah, no, that's true.
There's
an
no
idiot.
That
fucking
is true
point.
at this point. Yeah. I mean,
And especially since they've released now that, like, every game that's coming out on Xbox will be on PC as well.
I would say before Xbox was kind of like it could be used as a burner box, like, oh, I want to stream on my TV, but now it's like you could do that with the Switch and PlayStation.
Oh, wait.
as
Yeah.
well. It's
Well,
like,
I mean, and, like, we have a...
yeah, I mean, we
have a
the anomaly
computer.
here, but I'm
Yeah.
saying there's literally no, unless you just like console that
That's-
much, and yeah.
And that's the thing that kind of Xbox did is, like, you know, since Xbox One and everything, they've been more so marketing their console as a media center rather than a gaming console.
But I mean, it is beefy. I will say the new Xbox
Oh,
does
yeah.
have some pretty good specs, but
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, with PC,
my brother
so-
has one. They are like it is really the
Doesn't
specs
he have
on
a nice
it.
PC too?
Yeah. But it was my dad's. My dad had the new
Gotcha.
Xbox, and I
Gotcha.
Okay.
gave it to my brother. But it's like the specs are really good on it. But it's one of those things. It's like I don't know. To me, like if I'm gonna play a game, I would just play it on my computer.
Same,
You know,
yeah.
I'm not gonna sit down like. Especially with we are the anomaly, yes, because we got PCs all over the fucking apartment, you know. But if I'm gonna play a game, I'll just like I hook it up to the TV and I can connect the controller to the PC. What do I need an Xbox for?
But there could be the argument that sometimes it is nice to be on that like couch lounging situation.
There's a PC over there, my dude.
But if you don't have 7 PCs in your home,
that's why I said we are the anomaly.
It's but like for your average person, that could definitely be appealing to be able to kick back.
It's the kickback. I think one thing it does win in still currently, and this might change eventually with PC, but ease of use and interface. So there's a difference of popping your TV on, booting up the Xbox, throwing a disc in, and just playing. You know, you got Gears or Halo up there, which I do like for nostalgic purposes. I still would, like, if I play Halo, I like it on the TV, or, like, you know, Gears or something, which I could do on PC, but, you know, it's kind of nice, you know, sitting there. But with the PC, you have to go through a few more steps, which really isn't a big deal, but to most people is a deal breaker.
I think navigating through the PS4 is way worse than navigating through anything on PC.
But I feel like it hasn't caught on yet where, like, for me personally, just PC all around.
Yeah.
You know, if PlayStation didn't have exclusives, I wouldn't give a fuck about the PlayStation either, in all honesty. Like, if I could play the games I could play on PlayStation. But, yeah, it is cool, you know. It's cool to have one. Maybe just for nostalgia.
Yeah. But it's just a matter of, like, I don't, you know, if I was, like, think of Xbox as, like, the media center game console that you put in a living room. Like, for the price, maybe it does make more sense to get an Xbox. But I would much rather just spend $100 or $200 extra dollars to get a PC, because you have so much more like capability, you know, like
for sure.
If I'm sitting on the couch and I'm playing a game and I'm like, you know what, I'm done with this game, I want to go like browse Reddit and I don't want to get up from the couch, I buy a $5 Bluetooth keyboard thing that we have, the handheld, and I can just like exit the game and I can start scrolling Reddit all without getting up from the couch.
It's a perfect situation to me. Like, my argument is for PC everywhere. The only console I can like validate for being like used as a media center right now is the Switch. 1, because it's cheap. 2, because you have the exclusive games. 3, you get something else out of it. It's portable if you're into that. You could like bring it around and stuff. So
right.
PlayStation and Xbox are too close to like just have a fucking PC, but Switch is going to offer something you're currently not getting. Like, you can't just pick up your PC and take it on the go. And Nintendo's still very, very in-house and exclusive. And now you could watch like Crunchyroll and shit on Switch, which you couldn't do before.
Yeah,
so
finally,
you know, for if you could get one, you know, for $200-$300, totally worth it for a media console. Which I don't think it's worth it dollar to dollar to get a PlayStation or Xbox. For just get a PC, bro. You know? Nintendo
for sure.
Makes sense. So.
It does, like, that is the argument point of like why the console is still useful, is because like Microsoft doesn't make money on console sales. The hardware that is in like a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox, Sony and Microsoft they're losing money on those sales.
Really?
That's insane.
The hardware that is in them is actually more expensive than the console is worth. They lose money on those, but they make
it up from the games.
They make it back from the games and the subscriptions, like PlayStation Now and Plus and Xbox Game Pass and stuff. Like, that is where they make the money. But the reason, the thing that consoles have become is it is an easy entry point. You're paying $600 for an Xbox that is worth like a $900,000 PC.
900,000?
900 or $1,000 PC. Like, the hardware that is in there is as capable as that PC that you would get. And yeah, you're right. For somebody who isn't savvy, you know, who doesn't want to build a PC or like have to go through these extra menus and everything, like, it does make more sense for somebody like that. But the point I always try to make to people is like, get up to speed, you know, like get used to a PC. Like, yeah, maybe it'll be hard in the beginning, but after a couple months of like having a PC and learning how to navigate it and everything, it's like amazing. You're never going to go back. You're going to understand the benefits far outweigh the month or two that you're going to have to spend like having a hard time getting through the menus and stuff. But you know, like it's so much more worth.
A lot of people don't even understand the fact that you can plug a controller into your fucking computer too. Well, I've talked to people that are like, "Oh, I like playing on controller."
Yeah, it's like that's their argument for a console.
Stupid, bro? What the fuck?
Well, I'll raise you one. Here's the cool part about a PC. you could be playing on an Xbox controller. Your homie could be using a PlayStation controller. Your other homie in the back is like, I'm gonna fuck around and use the Switch controller.
How do you use the? Oh, I can on mine, but yeah.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? I'm saying it's much easier than there's adapters and all sorts. And Brooks it makes excellent components for adapters if you want to use it on console. But like for PC, it's much easier to figure out. Like you could use any controller you want. You could use a steering wheel. You could use all the same shit.
Right.
Yep. It's literally, it is just, it does take a little, there is a learning curve for somebody who's never used PCs, but I mean, like, I've grown up around them, and I've infected everybody around me that it's like, oh, you don't use a PC? Well, let's get you set up.
Dude, I'm a prime example early on. You're with the Warcraft thing, like, hey, dude, just fucking get used to it.
Yeah.
It's like, WASD is my home.
Yeah.
Here's I would argue that people that primarily use consoles also have a laptop.
Yeah, they are definitely laptop
Those
kids.
go hand in hand. Like maybe they're not ordering the same drink, but they sit at the same bar. You know what I mean? Like I think I would say even a laptop is more of a waste than a console.
Oh yeah,
don't get me started.
Laptops. I am one of those people. Like anytime somebody says they're like, oh yeah, I'm just thinking about getting a laptop. I'm like, you're gonna spend the same amount of money for it that you would for a PC, and yeah, you get the portability and everything, but like that laptop is going to be worthless in a year.
But wait, does that argument still ring true if you're comparing like getting an iMac tower to a MacBook? Do you still feel that is...
I wouldn't get either one.
I was going to say, because I've had a MacBook Pro, so I've been there.
Oh, cool.
But I'm going to say, if you have a MacBook, you're already so far gone. And I've asked people, like, oh yeah, I want to get into gaming again too. Should I get a MacBook? And I just look at them. I'm like, that's the worst
Macs aren't for
fucking
gaming.
possible
I'm not
thing.
talking about for gaming. I'm talking about just for like music and like just having that easy access.
I'll tell you this.
To Logic and shit.
No. And I learned this in MAT when I was taking design courses in college, and all of my professors had both, and they had Macs, and they had an old Macintosh from like the 80s. But he said,
Jesus.
Back when it did come out, there was something advantageous about using the Mac OS and the software it came with, and they really were innovative and ahead of the curve. But PC has caught up now to the point, actually, there's nothing you can do on a Mac that you cannot do on a PC, and arguably better on a PC.
The biggest thing was that Apple, their entire usage was that it was the functionality. With PCs, there was a lot of small things that you would have to get over or work through. You would have to do a couple extra steps. But with a Mac, if you sat down to do something, in the words of Todd Howard, it just worked, that's what it was. You could open your MacBook and just start working. With a PC, you'd open it up and you'd be like, what? I gotta update my drivers?
Days,
yeah. Oh, I don't know how to update my drivers, With a Mac, you didn't have to worry about any of that. It was a functionality. For somebody who doesn't know how to operate a PC, Apple was your go-to because it just worked. It did everything on its own. You didn't have to worry about it. You click one button and it's like, okay, everything's updated. But with PCs and stuff, I have to update my graphic drivers. Sometimes I have to reinstall drivers when things are running funky and stuff. There is that learning curve. Yeah,
but
yeah, well now it does. Windows and Microsoft is very up to
much.
date, but Microsoft, Windows was very. If you didn't know anything about PCs, using a PC was very difficult.
It was essentially like Linux,
Yeah.
If you were to use Linux, never having experienced it, there would be a major curve, but that's how Windows was. But I would say, Vista XP, especially 7, I'll say even just 7 after, very intuitive, very simple. And especially now with the iteration of 11, it's such a clean interface.
Windows 11 is so fucking nice. I know a lot of people talk shit about it, but that shit is so clean.
And this comes from someone who got a MacBook to do design work, and it holds to true. The entire Adobe Creative Suite, it doesn't fucking matter. The only thing that changes is your hotkey. Command Control. That's the only difference now. And people will say, oh, well, there's Pro Tools and there's different OS exclusive softwares, which are true, but the audio interface, if you're doing music, doesn't do anything different that Fruity Loops or Reaper or a Cubase, anything else does. It's just there's reasons to use it. Yeah, if you're more comfortable, but I would argue it's not worth like what you're paying for.
I always think about like traveling musicians or whatever that like wanna record decent like sounding demos or whatever. Like they can just like bust that bitch out. It's gonna process everything really well. They can use like multiple like a fuck ton of tracks and shit.
I would say laptop then, even over a MacBook, because with Mac, because what I spent, I've got a used one, but for that
MacBook
model,
I'm sorry to cut you off, but with MacBooks, they do deteriorate at a similar. I'd say they last a little longer, but they deteriorate at a similar rate to laptops. So if you wanted to do something like, especially like for a DJ or something, you get Ableton. Like you'd probably want to get a zooted up laptop instead of a MacBook at that point, because it may not last you quite as long, but it's probably going to do more in the time that you have with it than a MacBook would. But a MacBook is just the ease of use, Every musician and traveling DJ isn't a savvy PC user. They know how to use their programs, but they don't know how to interact with a PC or Windows environment as well.
Can you use Logic on Windows?
Well, I mean, you could probably run like a virtual machine OS X.
That's what Windows. I did with Mac to run Windows. Shit was the same.
Yeah, you would basically just install a virtual machine that runs a different operating system. But like, why would
I would say it's easier to do it from a Windows machine than it is the other way around.
For fucking sure.
But he's bricked a couple Macs.
Yeah,
I bricked the one. That was a hefty computer too. Yeah. You should not have done that. Should have just got Logic.
I can't believe you done this.
That was all for Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Always with the Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Fucked you out of Smash.
Game...
Fucked your Mac.
Yep, dude. Fuck that game.
Yeah, fuck that game, dude. I love that game, but fuck it. But the only point I was getting at is like for the MacBook in my tier that I had at the time was worth about $2,000 retail.
Oh, that's bad.
For a laptop, spec wise, you could get probably like triple the RAM, way better processor. Like as far as a machine, a much more capable.
Yeah.
What you get with Mac, which still I would say is better than PC. These things, ease of use in some cases. Aestheticism. Macs just look nice.
Yeah.
They look really nice. They look clean, and sometimes that's like if you're doing like graphic design for a living, aesthetics are that important where it just feels nice working on it. Is it better in some ways? No, but like, does it feel better? Yeah. And sometimes feel is so much more important. Yeah. It's like, you could have a $50,000 guitar, but if you think it's fucking ugly, that has nothing to do with the music, but you might not feel the same with it. Jojo Hunky.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's wrap.
Yeah.
Let's wrap. You want to take us out?
Yeah. So, hey, thank you again, everybody, for listening, and especially thank you, Forrest, for being here with us, and one of our best buds, and just an awesome guest, Definitely made it exciting, had a lot to talk about. Obviously, we could probably run another hour, and it wouldn't even faze us, but we're going to save that for next time. Thank you again, as always. Take care. Peace out.
Enjoy the video.